Alreet petals, how you doing? It's your girl Lai-Dee Flegman and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things degenerate. We talked about DOMs last time on BDSM101, so today's video is going to be all about the sub. My area of speciality. From the sweet and tender little to the daring and defiant brat. We're exploring the nuances that make each archetype a distinct flavour in the delicious buffet of BDSM dynamics. Because just like with the dominant, the submissive deserves to have their complexity acknowledged, their desires respected, and their experiences celebrated. Let's bridge the gap between perception and reality, one archetype at a time. It's all too easy for the uninitiated to misconstrue the subtleties and depth of these dynamics. So consider this our invitation to everyone, whether you're a seasoned adventurer in the realm of kink or a curious bystander. Come join us on this journey of understanding and appreciation. So go grab a cuppa, get some snacks and make yourself comfy, cause here we go. And as always with all my videos, this one will be highly censored. YouTube doesn't like me saying all these naughty words you see. So if you'd like to watch the uncensored video plus some exclusive content, head over to the Patreon page, link for which is in the description. Thanking you all muchly. What is a submissive? A sub or submissive is someone who wants to be dominated by and or hand over control to their partner. This is a very broad term that covers quite a few different lifestyles and behaviours. Now just like with the dom, submissives are also very misconstrued and misunderstood, with many thinking they are just passive or too naive, don't have a backbone, or worst of all, think you have issues. But it's not about weakness at all, it's about trust, vulnerability, and the electrifying surrender to another's guidance. Submissives find pleasure, both physical and emotional, in submitting to the desires and commands of their dominant. The sooner people actually start understanding what this kink is, the better if you ask me. But never mind, one video at a time as they all say. The roots of BDSM and submission can be traced back through the annals of history. From ancient rituals to medieval literature, there's evidence that power dynamics and submission have intrigued humans for centuries. I talked in depth on the What is a Dominant video about the origins of BDSM if you'd like to hear more. iCard in the top corner there. However, it wasn't until the mid-20th century that BDSM practices began to emerge more openly in society, thanks to pioneers like Leopold von Sacher-Masoch and the Kinsey reports. Back in the 1940s and 50s, Alfred Kinsey and his team shook up societal norms by conducting groundbreaking studies on humans. Their report, Behaviour of the Human Male and Behaviour of the Human Female, challenged conventional ideas, introducing the revolutionary Kinsey scale that acknowledged the diversity of orientations. Now that I've gone over the origins, let's go over the typical mannerisms and characteristics of the submissive. Communication is key. A hallmark of a good submissive is effective communication. They don't play guessing games, instead they openly discuss their desires, limits and boundaries with their dominant. This ensures a safe and consensual exploration of their shared fantasies. Trust and vulnerability. Submissives excel at building trust and embracing vulnerability. They understand that the power exchange requires a strong foundation of trust. This vulnerability isn't a weakness but a source of strength, as it allows for a deeper connection and a more profound experience. Desire to please. Good submissives have an innate desire to please their dominant. This isn't all about blind obedience. It's a genuine eagerness to fulfill their dominant's wishes and bring them pleasure. It's like being the MVP of the pleasure game, scoring points with every satisfied sigh. Respect and consent. Respect and consent are the non-negotiables in the submissive handbook. A good submissive respects their own boundaries and the boundaries of their dominant. They understand that consent is an ongoing dialogue, not just a one-time agreement. Now, just like with the dominant, there are quite a few different archetypes of the submissive, so let's go over some of them, shall we? The bottom, aka the recipient of sensation. Now let's dive further into the intricate dynamics of the bottom, a term that originated in the gay scene to denote the individual who takes on the receiving role in the relationship. This term has transcended its origins and found relevance in the broader spectrum of BDSM, including scenarios where individuals, even those traditionally considered vanilla, seek to infuse kinkier elements into their relationships. Unlike the submissive, the bottom is uniquely driven by the allure of specific sensations, finding heightened arousal arousals in activities like spanking or hair pulling. Their desire for these intense experiences doesn't necessarily translate into a full surrender of control to their partner. Instead, the bottom revels in the pleasure-pain balance, savouring the physical and erotic aspects of BDSM without entirely relinquishing their autonomy. The bottom's personality is characterised by an openness to experience and a deep understanding of their own limits. Their journey involves not only submitting to their dominant's desires, but actively participating in the co-creation of scenes, offering feedback, and navigating the delicate balance of pleasure and intensity. This distinct approach to submission showcases the diversity within the BDSM realm, highlighting that individuals can engage with kink on their terms, finding fulfillment in the unique dance of pleasure and power exchange. The non-submissives, aka the sweetheart. In a realm often charged with sexual energy, the sweetheart stands out by embodying a unique form of submission that transcends the aspects of BDSM. This archetype finds pleasure and fulfillment in acts of service, devotion, and the emotional facets of submission. Actions of the sweetheart may include offering comfort, engaging in forms of intimacy, and being a consistent source of emotional reassurance. Their personality is characterized by warmth, empathy, and a genuine desire to foster an emotional connection and well-being within the BDSM dynamic. The sweetheart's actions are characterized by a genuine and tender approach to submission. Picture scenes where the submissive partner may run a warm bath for their dominant after a long day, engage in acts of thoughtful service, or simply offer a listening ear. The emphasis here is on building a relationship that transcends the physical, focusing on emotional intimacy and mutual well-being. This archetype underscores the versatility within BDSM dynamics, demonstrating that submission can manifest in various forms. The sweetheart invites us to reimagine power dynamics beyond the explicit and explore the richness of a connection that thrives on sweetness, care, and the joy of serving their dominant in ways that extend beyond the bounds of the traditional narrative in BDSM. The aka the devoted servant. Now, let's delve into the profound world of the This submissive archetype fully embraces a 24/7 power exchange, where submission isn't confined to specific scenes, but permeates every aspect of their life. Originating from historical contexts and evolving into a consensual BDSM dynamic, the willingly surrenders not only during scenes, but in all facets of their existence. Their actions go beyond the traditional roles, involving complete obedience to their dominant. The engages in a myriad of tasks, chores, and duties designed to fulfill the dominant's desires. This extends from the mundane to the profound, creating a seamless integration of submission into their daily routine. The personality of the is characterized by unwavering loyalty, deep submission, and a profound desire to serve their dominant in every aspect of their life. The dom archetype that often pairs with the archetype is the master or mistress. In this BDSM dynamic, the master-mistress assumes a dominant role, providing guidance, setting boundaries, and enjoying the submissive surrender of their slave. The master-mistress archetype complements the submissive nature of the creating a symbiotic connection where authority and submission coexist in a consensual and fulfilling manner. Trust, clear expectations, and ongoing communication become paramount in this dynamic, forging a connection that transcends the boundaries of traditional BDSM interactions. This underscores the importance of a consensual, communicative, and trust-laden foundation, creating a unique and intense 24/7 power exchange that forms the cornerstone of their BDSM relationship. In this dynamic, the finds fulfillment in surrendering control, embracing vulnerability, and experiencing a profound sense of purpose through their service. The power exchange extends into their daily interactions, creating a unique and intense BDSM relationship where trust is not just earned but maintained through continuous communication and shared expectations. This journey is one of surrender, devotion, and an unwavering commitment to serving their dominant, showcasing the depth and complexity that consensual 24/7 submission brings to the rich tapestry that is BDSM. The service submission, aka the devoted helper. This unique submissive archetype finds profound fulfillment in providing various forms of service to their dominant, creating a dynamic centered around mutual appreciation and care. Unlike other submissives who may focus on specific or role-playing. The service submissive's actions extend beyond the bedroom, encompassing a broad spectrum of tasks and acts designed to make their dominant's life more comfortable and enjoyable. The service submissive's personality is characterized by a strong desire to please, attentiveness, and a dedication to anticipating and meeting their dominant's needs. Their actions may include tasks such as cooking, cleaning, running errands, and offering massages, all with the aim of making their dominant's life more comfortable. Trust, clear communication, and a shared understanding of expectations become pivotal in this dynamic. This type of sub thrives on the satisfaction derived from their acts of devotion, creating a unique BDSM relationship where the exchange of power is expressed through selfless service and mutual appreciation. For the service submissive, submission is an art form expressed through the acts of devotion and care. Unlike other submissives who may focus on specific or play dynamics, the service submissive finds fulfillment in everyday tasks that contribute to their dominant's well-being. Their journey involves navigating the landscape of service, where trust is built not only through scenes but through the consistent demonstration of attentiveness and a genuine desire to enhance their dominant's life. The masochist, aka the pain enthusiast. Now, let's immerse ourselves in the intriguing world of the masochist, affectionately known as the pain enthusiast. This unique submissive archetype finds pleasure and gratification in the consensual experience of physical pain, creating a dynamic that revolves around the delicate interplay between pleasure and sensation. The actions of the masochist often involve engaging in various forms of impact play, such as spanking, flogging, or using specialized tools designed to elicit a range of sensations from sharp stings to deep thuds. Their personality is characterized by a high pain tolerance, an ability to clearly communicate their limits, and a deep trust in their dominant to provide a safe and consensual experience. Trust is paramount in this dynamic, as the masochist willingly surrenders control, allowing their dominant to explore the boundaries of pain and pleasure. The masochist's journey is a testament to the depth and complexity of BDSM, showcasing the unique satisfaction that arises from the consensual exchange of power and pain within this captivating and often misunderstood realm. The brat, aka the playful rebel. The brat, affectionately dubbed as the playful rebel, is a distinctive submissive archetype that adds a touch of mischief and vivacity to the intricate dance of power exchange within this type of dynamic. The brat finds exhilaration in pushing against the boundaries set by their dominant, creating a playful and teasing atmosphere that infuses their dynamic with a unique energy. The actions of the brat involve a delightful repertoire of playful disobedience, marked by cheeky remarks and a deliberate push against established rules. Picture scenarios where the brat might accidentally forget a rule or slyly challenge a directive, all with the intention of adding a playful spark to their playtime. Their personality is a rich tapestry of mischievous spirit, a love for dynamics, and a keen sense of humour that injects light-hearted banter into their relationship. The brat thrives on the tension created by their playful defiance, transforming the power exchange into a dynamic dance where laughter and challenge coexist. This archetype places a premium on the qualities of a dominant who can adeptly navigate their playful rebellion while maintaining a strong foundation of trust and open communication. The brat-dominant dynamic is a delicate balance where the push and pull of resistance are not only tolerated but cherished. It's in the nuanced art of handling the mischievous provocations that a dominant demonstrates their skill, fostering an environment where trust deepens through the shared laughter and recognition that, beneath the playful rebellion, lies a profound understanding of the power dynamics at play. The brat, in all their playful glory, invites us to reconsider the traditional notions of submission, showcasing that even in defiance, there can be a beautiful dance of mutual consent and understanding. The little, aka the playful child. Ah, the little. Drama YouTube's worst nightmare. If you know, you know. The daddy dom / little girl genre has made the little more mainstream, but again still has many misconceptions. First being that it means that there's something creepy about it. I'm going to quote the famous line from the movie Addams Family: "Normal is subjective. What's normal to the spider is terrifying to the fly." Just because you find something creepy doesn't mean it actually is. That's your opinion, and quite frankly, you should keep it to yourself. Anyway, this unique and delightful submissive archetype engages in age play, embracing a persona that reflects innocence and playfulness. The little finds joy and fulfillment in regressing to a childlike state, creating a dynamic that introduces a whimsical and nurturing element to the power exchange within BDSM relationships. The actions of the little involve activities that invoke the simplicity and joy of childhood, such as colouring, engaging in playful games, or seeking nurturing care from their dominant. Just imagine scenes where the little, with wide-eyed innocence, revels in the joy of a stuffed animal or finds comfort in the security of their favourite blanket. Their personality is characterised by a scene of innocence, vulnerability, and a profound desire for a caring and protective dominant. The little emphasises the importance of clear communication, trust, and the creation of a safe space where they can fully express their childlike self. Navigating the world of the little requires a dominant who can skillfully transition between the roles of caregiver and disciplinarian. The little dominant dynamic is marked by a gentle and nurturing approach, where the dominant provides comfort, guidance, and structure. This archetype invites us to explore the diverse and nuanced expressions of submission, reminding us that even within the context of a power exchange, there is room for whimsy, innocence, and the timeless joy of embracing the playful spirit of a child. The pet, aka the obedient companion. The pet is another complex subgenre. This unique and often misunderstood submissive archetype engages in pet play, a form of role-playing where the submissive adopts a persona of a domesticated pet. While it might be baffling in that many people don't understand why someone would like this, which, without a master's in psychology, I can't explain either other than it's fun. The actions of the pet involve taking on specific pet-related behaviours, using animal-like gestures, and finding joy in the structure and routine associated with pet play. The pet, whether a kitten, puppy, or any other creature, frolics with enthusiasm, enjoying the freedom and simplicity of their role. The personality of the pet is characterised by a desire for guidance, loyalty, and a strong connection with their dominant, who assumes the role of caregiver or owner. Pet play within BDSM dynamics serves as a unique and delightful form of escapism, allowing participants to shed the complexities of adult life and revel in the simplicity and joy of animalistic behaviours. It creates a dynamic where trust, care, and mutual understanding form the foundation, transcending societal norms and allowing participants to explore the boundaries of their desires in a safe and consensual manner. At the core of pet play lies the kink of dehumanization, a consensual act where the pet willingly sheds aspects of their human identity to fully embrace the role of a domesticated companion. This transformative experience, grounded in trust and communication, allows participants to explore the depths of their desires, transcending societal norms and embracing a form of kink that, while intricate, remains centered on the simple pleasures of shared enjoyment and fulfillment. The pet archetype invites us to embrace the diversity within BDSM, reminding us that the beauty of this realm lies in its capacity to provide enjoyment and fulfillment in ways that may seem unconventional but are, above all, immensely fun. The princess/prince, aka the adored royalty. Now, let's enter the enchanting realm of the princess-prince archetype. This particular submissive brings a touch of regality to the tapestry of BDSM, seeking not just submission, but getting that royal treatment they so sorely deserve. Often entwined with the dynamics of daddy-dom and mommy-dom relationships, though it wouldn't be out of place with the white knight-dom either, the princess-prince revels in being pampered, cared for, and worshipped before willingly surrendering to their dominant. Their actions involve creating an atmosphere where they are the focal point of attention, expecting their dominant to dote on them with affection. The princess-prince desires to be treated like the royalty they believe themselves to be, and this regal treatment becomes the key to unlocking their willingness to submit. The kinks associated with the prince-princess archetype often extend beyond the conventional power dynamics. They may have a damsel in distress kink, yearning for their dominant to play the hero, rescue them from metaphorical dragons, and treat them with a delicate care reserved for royalty. This multifaceted submission unfolds as a delicate dance between power and adoration, where the dominant becomes not just a caregiver, but a royal courtier catering to the desires and fantasies of their adored regal counterpart. This archetype invites us to reimagine the power dynamics within BDSM, showcasing that the exchange of power can be as elegant and enchanting as a royal ball, where the dom becomes the doting monarch and the princess-prince reigns supreme in their consensual kingdom of desire. The Sam, aka the smart-ass masochist. Now, let's unravel the enigmatic persona of the Sam, a truly complex and captivating submissive archetype also known as the smart-ass masochist. In many ways akin to the spirited brat, the Sam thrives on the exhilarating dance of pushing boundaries, challenging their dom, and uniquely cultivating a profound connection with pain, whether physical or emotional. The Sam embodies a sharp wit and a penchant for verbal sparring, reveling in the art of talking back, making snarky remarks, and pulling faces. These acts are not mere defiance, but a carefully orchestrated performance designed to elicit a response and catapult them into that glorious subspace. Unlike the brat, however, the Sam's rebellion extends beyond playful disobedience, delving into the realm of intellectual banter and intentional provocation of their dom. What sets the Sam apart is their heightened need for pain, both physical and emotional. The interplay of their sharp wit, combined with the willingness to experience intense sensations, creates a unique dynamic where the boundary between pleasure and pain becomes a realm of exploration. The Sam craves the sharp sting of discipline, the psychological impact of emotional intensity, and the intricate dance where pain intertwines with pleasure. In the complex landscape of BDSM, the Sam invites us to appreciate the subtle nuances of submission, showcasing that for some, the journey into subspace is paved not just with obedience, but with the deliberate act of challenging and provoking their dom. The BM sub, aka the break me sub. Oh boy, this one's going to be an interesting one to explain on YouTube now, innit? So let's delve into the intriguing realm of the BM sub, or Break Me sub, a variant that emerges as an extreme offshoot from the brat archetype. Buckle up, as this one's a wild ride, a BDSM style that takes the dynamics of power exchange to the extreme and is, to say the least, not for the faint of heart. Also known as prey subs or combative bottoms, the BM sub seeks an intense form of submission that involves being broken down, restrained, and essentially forced into submission. Picture a primal dance where the thrill lies within the resistance, the act of fighting back against their dom, the ultimate surrender as they are taken down. It's a heady mix of power dynamics where the struggle for dominance becomes the very essence of the scene. The ideal play partner for the BM sub is often found in the form of a primal dom, someone who understands the intricate dance of dominance and submission, where the thrill is not just the act of surrender, but in the struggle that precedes it. This style of dominance and submission is not a light-hearted game. It's an exploration of the raw and primal aspects of BDSM, where the breaking down of resistance becomes the very fuel that ignites the flame of pleasure. While it's crucial to emphasize that all BDSM activities should be consensual, the BM sub-archetype carries an additional warning. It's a style that demands experience. The intensity of the dynamics involved requires a deep understanding of boundaries, communication, and the ability to navigate the delicate balance between extreme submission and the consensual breaking down of resistance. This is a journey for the seasoned practitioners, where the thrill of extreme becomes the canvas of a unique and intense exploration within the vast landscapes of BDSM. The fin sub, aka the pay pigs. Now let's waltz into the intriguing domain of the fin sub, colloquially known as the pay pigs. Before anyone grabs their pitchforks, let's be clear, there's no kink shaming here. In fact, some fin subs relish in being referred to as pay pigs, particularly among the male fin sub community. Each to their own, right? The essence of the fin sub dynamic revolves around the consensual financial power exchange between a submissive and the fin dom, financial dominant. These subs find pleasure and satisfaction in surrendering not just control, but their hard-earned cash to their dom, creating a unique intersection of BDSM and financial domination. For some, the thrill goes beyond mere financial submission. It extends into the realm of humiliation play, often taking the form of verbal interactions. Drawing parallels to the internet culture of thoughts and their simps, the fin sub dynamic operates on a similar principle, willing financial submission in exchange for a specific form of attention and power exchange. The relationship between the fin sub and fin dom is built on clear communication, trust, and mutual understanding of the financial boundaries established. It's a dance in the financial realm where the act of giving becomes a source of pleasure, and the financial dominance becomes a tangible expression of power exchange. In the diverse landscape of BDSM, the fin sub archetype adds a unique brushstroke, reminding us that pleasure and submission can manifest in various, sometimes unexpected forms within the intricate tapestry of kink and desire. The rope bunny, aka the bound beauty. This particular submissive archetype finds profound pleasure in the artistry of being tied up and restrained. For the rope bunny, the sensation of the rope against their skin is not just a physical experience, but a powerful turn-on, creating a unique dance of pleasure and submission. The essence of the rope bunny dynamic involves the consensual and skilled use of ropes to create intricate patterns or simple bindings that invoke a range of sensations. From the gentle caress of the rope against the skin to the feeling of being securely restrained, every aspect of this practice is a source of arousal and fulfillment. The beauty of the ropes winding around their body becomes a form of artistic expression, transforming the act of restraint into a visually captivating and emotionally charged experience. As with any BDSM practice, the cornerstone of the rope bunny dynamic is clear and enthusiastic consent. The risks associated with rope play demand a level of expertise and communication between the rigger, the one tying, and the rope bunny. The trust established in this dynamic is not just the surrender to restraint, but also in the confidence that the one yielding the ropes is skilled and attentive to the submissive's well-being. The rope bunny archetype invites us to appreciate the multifaceted expressions of pleasure and submission. It's a dance where the tactile experiences of ropes becomes a conduit for the exchange of power and desire, showcasing that within the consensual and skilled embrace of restraint, there lies a world of beauty and fulfillment for those who find pleasure in being the bound beauty. In the intricate dance of dominance and submission, distinguishing between a good and not so good submissive is like navigating the uncharted waters of desire and consent. So let's break it down further. The good submissive communicates effectively. Picture a good submissive as the maestro of communication. They don't just talk, they openly express their desires, set clear limits, and voice any concerns. It's a symphony of verbal cues that lays the foundation for a consensual and enjoyable playtime. Prioritizes consent. Enthusiastic and ongoing consent is the heartbeat of a good submissive. They understand that consent isn't a one-time deal, but a continuous dialogue. It's like a rhythmic dance where both partners are in sync, ensuring that boundaries are respected and desires are acknowledged. Values trust. Trust is the secret sauce that binds a dynamic together. A good submissive actively builds and maintains this trust. It's a mutual understanding that forms the backbone of the relationship, creating a safe space for exploration and vulnerability. Embraces vulnerability. Far from a weakness, vulnerability is the superpower of a good submissive. They willingly open up, exposing their desires and fears. It's a dance of trust and courage, creating a profound connection that transcends the physical. Desires to please. A good submissive is someone who is genuinely seeking to bring joy and satisfaction to their dominant. It's not just about following orders, it's an authentic eagerness to fulfill desires and create moments of bliss. The bad submissive lacks communication. A bad submissive might be the silent player, avoiding crucial conversations about boundaries and desires. This lack of communication can lead to misunderstandings, disrupting the consensual flow of the dynamic. Disrespects limits. Boundaries are the sacred ground for any BDSM dynamic, and a bad submissive might trample on them, whether out of ignorance or disregard. Pushing limits without consent can breed mistrust and discomfort. Breaks trust. Trust, once broken, is challenging to rebuild. The bad submissive might engage in dishonest actions or behaviours that undermine the foundation of trust within the dynamic, casting shadows over the experience. Avoids vulnerability. Vulnerability might feel like uncharted territory for the bad submissive. They resist opening up, hindering the development of a deeper connection. Selfish actions. Instead of the symbiotic dance of pleasure, a bad submissive might prioritise their desires at the expense of their dominant's well-being. It's like a solo performance in a duet, disrupting the delicate balance of give and take. In the grand tapestry of submission, there's always more to discover, explore, and celebrate. Whether you're a seasoned pro or dipping your toes into the tantalising waters of BDSM, remember that the key ingredients are communication, consent, and a genuine passion for the journey. Being a good submissive isn't about fitting a mould, it's about embracing your unique self and actively participating in the consensual dance of power and pleasure. So, my fellow kink enthusiasts, keep riding the wave of exploration, keep those lines of communication wide open, and above all, all, keep it sane, keep it safe, and keep it consensual. The journey of submission is as diverse as the individuals who embark on it, so embrace the adventure with open arms and a heart full of desire. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, you know the score by now. Hit that like button, subscribe, join the Patreon, all that jazzy jazz, and until next time, stay kinky, stay consensual, and most importantly, stay fabulous. This is Lai-Dee Flegman signing off, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!